Hey bids, I posted this chart pattern on my TT page, but I wanted to post it here because this is a really good candlestick pattern. And most traders, when they see that pattern, will take it, will trade it. It's the pin bar candlestick pattern, okay? The pin bar is where the candle comes down after we've been in a downtrend. And this can also be a uptrend as well. But pin bar usually is a signal of a trend reversal or a change in the direction of the trend. Okay, this is a Tesla chart, and so Tesla had a downward movement, as you can see here, right? This is a downside. We got a tiny little bear flag here, and then a continuation to the downside. And then right here you see where a pin bar is formed. So what characterizes a pin bar? A pin bar has a small body, okay, and a very long wick. And that is usually off of a level. So it's usually off of like a support level, off of a fib level, or even off of like an indicator, like a VWAP, your 50 or your 5. When you see a pin bar forming off of any of those major level, then it's suggesting that there might be a reversal coming on that particular trend. And so in this case, what I want you to pay attention to is the wick and the body. Very small. If you notice, it's a very small body, but a very long wick. How do you enter is the question. How do you utilize this move when you find it? And you do so by entering above the body of the candle. Now, if you guys look right here, you notice that prices came and wicked off of this level, closed here. Then another candle is formed, but it wicked right up. Then you see another green candle, and pretty much this zone right here became what is known, would be known as a little resistance zone. So if I was playing this trade, I would literally be watching this zone right here at 328. So the safest way to play this particular setup would be you have your pin bar forming. That is your first ding ding that, okay, we might be having a reversal here. But even before that, as you see the wick up, you can tell that there is an equilibrium happening between sellers and buyers, because the sellers is pushing the price up. The buyers came back in, they pushed the price down. And then we see another candle form, and you see sellers again trying to push the price down, but wouldn't quite make it. And then you see the other candle form, and then buyers are pushing the price back up. So a little bit of struggle going on right here between buyers and sellers. So the pin bar is a suggestion now, okay, maybe the buyers will win. And then you see a second candle forming, but it's not quite. The safest way, if I was in this trade for you to play this, would be this big candle break above this level here, because to me in that case what I'm seeing is this structure that has been a problem or a resistance zone breaking, right? I would enter right at the break of this candle. Why do I say that? Normally, when I talked about a break of a structure, I always say not just a break of the structure, but a confirmation when you break the structure. The reason why this is different, and as you go forward in your trading journey, you will get the experience enough to kind of realize that when you can enter the trade and you don't have to wait for a second confirmation to happen. But in this case, because you have this pin bar, you already have a second candle closing above the pin bar. Literally, this is a third green candle. So I would be very comfortable taking the trade at the closure of this candle. But the best entry, if you're looking for confirmation to make sure that the trade goes your way, is this break right here. And all you have to do after that is just ride the trade. Your next level would have been this zone right here where we marked out. The 330 would be your next zone. This should have been your first TP if you have more than one contract. And then you're going to wait. You're going to wait to see what price does here. So I would TP right at the zone and trail your stop for the rest of the duration. And I usually suggest, like, if you are going to do it, trail your stop with the 5 MA. That is a good way to trail your stop for newbies. Trade your stop with the 5 EMA. So watch this 5 EMA. You see how the candles remain above this 5 EMA? You're going to take your first profit here. And what you're going to wait for once you trail your price, if price does not break below this 5 EMA, you keep into that trade. And watch this big green candle here break. um, this would be your indication, at least a form of this candle, that you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and stop out of this trade, and you would have taken just like a profit in the same zone. I would have actually already ended up out of this trade based on this candle that just broke below, because that's a rejection, right off the 50 and right into the next structural level, which is right here. Um, it is so important, guys. If you notice how these levels are playing out very nicely, the top of this zone, rejection, came all the way down and then bounced, but it's not, doesn't hold because it didn't break above VWAP or the 50 MA, which is the blue line. So this is why it's so important to read these levels. Usually when you're seeing me trading, when you come into the room and you look at my chart, you will notice that my chart only has like the levels on at the beginning of the trade. And then I follow each step with the levels. That is so important. And of course, risk management. But I wanted to show you guys that I go in a little bit more detail than what I posted on the page. But that's what this Discord is for. It's for you guys to go, or for me to go into a little bit more details about each single trade. If you have any question about this explanation that I just gave, drop them in the chat. I'm always here for you guys to answer your question.